Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper One, and welcome to Boots on the Ground and news that you need to know. Special thanks to Captain Sandy and Krusty Kirk Radio. Their YouTube channel, I'll put a link, but they made a quick 15-second video about the cards, and I appreciate that. So go check them out. Also, if I've gotten a lot of people thanking me for the cards that really opened their mind on certain scenarios that could happen. If you like it, I appreciate the emails, but if you could help me out even more, is leave a good review. Reviews are the only way this product will take off. So that would be very helpful. Let's get right into it. 61% of Americans say they're living paycheck to paycheck even as inflation is coming down. They're using credit cards to fill the gap, and they're struggling day to day. And this is from an article, but this is also from many emails that I get of people definitely hurting. According to a survey by the National Federation of Independent Business, more than half of U.S. businesses that were surveyed believe we are already in a recession. I've been thinking we've been in a recession for a while, and I think it's just going to get worse. The United States held a summit at Camp David and involved South Korea, Japan, and the United States. And this was just to strengthen military ties. To counter this, North Korea launched a cruise missile from one of their warships. This was a direct response to a U.S. drill and also this meeting. This was sad news, and this person sent this to me from Martin County, North Carolina, but their local hospital closed down. And this is actually the 11th rural hospital, I guess, in the area that has closed down, and they're just saying they're not making enough money. With the high cost of medical bills and the billions of dollars hospital systems overall got because of COVID, this is unacceptable. I'm almost thinking, is this a direct plan to lessen medical care in the rural areas? I don't know. But they say it's going to be hard to fill because this area is full of retirees and they need a place to go. They also stated that emergency care, the time an ambulance gets there and gets you to a trauma center, is definitely going to be affected with all of these closures. This came from a person that said, I'll read it word for word. A family friend here in Minnesota works at a local Walmart and was informed by the management of a reduction of weekly hours. Full-time employees are going to be reduced 8 hours for the week and part-time by 4 hours. This will affect all employees. The reason given was rise in theft and allowance in not prosecuting shoplifters. Before you had to steal $1,000 to get prosecuted. Now they raised it up to $2,000. So this action of people stealing is definitely hurting working class people. And a lot of these people are an 8-hour reduction in a weekly check is huge when you're barely making it. I watched President Joe Biden address the situation in Hawaii and the devastation loss of life from the fire. Officially, it stands at 114 killed, but over 850 are missing. During his talk, I was embarrassed for him. He tried to crack a couple jokes, totally unacceptable. And I'd like to apologize to the people in Hawaii that was affected, and that is your leader. Very sad. I've also been informed, not from articles, but firsthand knowledge, people over there, that the death toll is definitely higher. There are missing people, a lot of children, and this is facts. Will the government acknowledge this and finally update? Some of these people that send me emails think that the human bodies were totally consumed by the massive fire. So it's going to be very hard to find evidence of these people, which is very sad. People need closure. Keep praying for the people of Hawaii. One of Mexico's most violent cartels has created their own drone fleet, and they have operators that are specifically trained, and these are commercial drones that they actually turn into bombs, flying bombs. You've seen the drones that have been commercial drones that just bought over the shelves have been converted into weapons of war, and now the Mexican cartel is doing the same thing. The United States is urging people to leave Belarus, and really this is caused because of a lot of the border crossings. Lithuania, Latvia, and Poland has started to close their border crossings, so Americans are urged to get out of Belarus. It's categorized as the highest level of the highest security warning. Dick's Sporting Goods, that's the sporting store that I do not like. They are very left-leaning. Shares crashed on Tuesday, and they cut their full year profit forecast. So they have been a very woke company, and it seems like the more woke you go, the more broke you go. I think they're going to actually lay off 250 corporate employees, and I think I read that they're moved that up to 500. So massive layoffs at Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't know if you've been watching the Treasury bonds. They got the 3-month, the 2-year, the 5-year, the 10-year, and the 30-year. These things are inching up every day. And every time they go up, that means billions of dollars that we will have to pay in interest servicing our gigantic debt. I've also had an uptick in people talking to me about can't even afford rent. The rent has been raised. Some of them have gone from bigger apartments down to smaller apartments, 1-bedroom apartments, and they're trying to make it work. Other people are going to campers. They're trying to find a camper they can afford. Some people are even trying to find $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 campers because they say they can find a place to park the camper at a camper area that is a lot less. Now, some of these costs are $300, $350, $400 to park your camper, but when you look at $1,100 or $1,200 rent, it's actually cheaper. So a lot of people, and that just tells me the economy is not doing good. I'm very surprised that the debt has not exploded. It was every week or so the debt would go up 30, 40, 50, 70, $100 billion. But the last few weeks it has not. It's just gone steadily, a little over $2 billion every day. So if you're looking at the debt clock, I'm so surprised we haven't had a huge spike. I don't know why. I don't know if they're playing games. Also, if you look at the debt clock and you look at the U.S. federal tax revenue, it's going backwards. So they're projecting we're going to have less revenue. We're going to have more costs of interest on our debt. So it's not a good situation. 14 major cities are part of this global climate organization. I think it's called the C40 Climate Leadership Group. And what they basically want to do is limit things like meat consumption, dairy consumptions inside these cities, only be able to buy 3 new pieces of clothing per person, 0 private vehicles, limited flights on airplanes. So this is just part of their plan to control us. The military is in dire need of men and women, so they are reducing, making it easier to pass your military entrance exam. That would be your Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery Test, ABSFAB for short. They're going to let you start using calculators, and this is because there is no one joining the military. Also, they're reducing the requirements for physical fitness to get in, lowering those standards. China military has launched some drills around around Taiwan, and they're just increasing their tempo of training and to intimidate Taiwan. This is coming from a upstate university hospital in Syracuse, New York. And they're reinstating the mask mandate. So you have to wear one, all staff, and you might have to be tested. There has been a lot of people sending me that in areas of their country or in their city or state, increase use of masks, and some of these are required. If you saw that the Biden administration sold part of the border wall, these were parts that weren't installed yet, but they're estimating $300 million worth of fencing that was sold for $2 million. This is criminal, should be investigated. But if we had already bought $300 million worth of fencing parts that should have been installed, the border agents have reported that they're seeing a 800% increase in Chinese migrants crossing the border. That alone should be reason why we installed $300 million worth of fencing that we sold or really just gave away for $2 million. There was a large fire at a fertilizer plant in Bartlett, Texas. It just seems to be a constant. Chemical plants, fertilizer plants, food processing plants, large farms, all going up with explosions or with fires. Lion Gate, it's in Hollywood. They are reinstating their masks and daily testing for its Los Angeles office workers. Existing home sales were down a lot. They tumbled more than expected. They were down 2.2% month over month, leaving sales down over 16% year over year. So definitely home sales are falling. On Tuesday, the Russian military said that they destroyed 2 Ukrainian military boats in the Black Sea. Just an escalation. Ukraine has been using long-range drones attacking Moscow. Pray for peace in that area. Also, I saw this on my local news, and then I went and verified it, but Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken have a plan to go digital, no cash. They're going to get rid of the people at the front taking your order. You'll have to order through the computer, the kiosk. Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Your cash will no longer get you a meal. I don't know if that's really a meal. It's probably the death meal, because it's not as good as what you should be eating. But when you need a quick meal, nothing beats Kentucky Fried Chicken. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.